I am not a convertible person. I don't need this. I like a roof over my head. I don't mind sunroofs. I love Targa and T-tops. But convertibles aren't really my jam. Unless said convertible happens to be an Aston Martin DB12. Okay, I'm trusting the mic here because it worked in the Polaris slingshot, so it's got to work in this, right? This is the Aston Martin DB12 Volante. Volante is Aston Martin speak for convertible. We already know the DB12 Coupe is a wonderful machine, but here with the DB12 Volante, it's great. You let the sun shine in when the sun shines, but it's not shining today. But the noise is shining in, if noise can do that. It can do that for these purposes. So let's go down in gear, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 4th. It makes good noise. It doesn't make as good a noise as the new Vantage. For some reason, even though that has less power than this, that's just set up to be a wilder, more raucous car, but that's how these two are different. This is the ultimate Grand Tourer, and that is a super sports car of a machine. And this is a hell of a Grand Tourer, from its just insanely gorgeous styling to its wonderful interior, thankfully with updated infotainment and tech, and you know, the noise and the pull and the power of that V8 under the hood. It is the twin turbocharged 4-liter under there. It's making 671 horsepower, 590 pound-feet of torque, backed up by a ZF 8-speed gearbox, sending power to the proper place, which is out back. Front, rear, wow, that's how we do it. So the skin is gorgeous. The spec on this one is wonderful with that blue paint. The wood, the quality of the wood in here looks fantastic. The leather, it all feels like a proper Aston Martin Grand Touring superstar that it is. And I do appreciate, I wish we had analog gauges and then this nice infotainment screen. You can see the gauges fine here, they're fully digital, but I prefer the magic of when they used to sweep opposite each other and all that stuff on startup. You don't get that anymore, but the screen here works pretty well. Sometimes it's hit and miss on connecting to my phone. If you want to use CarPlay, it has to be wired, which is pretty annoying, but there is a wireless charger tucked up front here, which is a nice feature. And then you've got the big start-stop button here in the middle, which also, there's a rotary knob around it, a rotary knob around it, which, hold on. Big puff of smoke up here. I think someone just did a burnout. Okay, kudos. Yeah, there's definitely a burnout. And I think it was a charger, because what else would it be? So you have the rotary knob, which lets you do the different drive modes. And you know, there's individual, which I have it in now, so I can put everything in Sport Plus, but put the suspension, because I'm an old man, into GT. There's a wet mode, there's the normal GT mode, there's Sport Plus. I also like that this has the updated traction control system, where if you hold down traction control till it goes all the way off, you get a little display in the gauge cluster that says TC and has a number. 1, it defaults to 5. 1 is no slip, 5 is right in the middle, you can have some fun. And then 8 is like the most, where it'll save you a little bit, and then 9 is fully off. So do with that what you want to do with that. We played with that with the Vantage on track in a video I shot for Auto Trader on a racetrack in Spain, and I had fun from everywhere from 5 on up. You can have fun right at 5, you can have lots of fun at 7, 8, and then 9 is obviously a blast. Now, of course, we got to talk about price, because these things are not cheap. I think they start at $265-ish. You need to be over there. This one, as tested, is $335. The carbon ceramic brakes are like a $14,000 option. The paint isn't cheap. The seats aren't cheap. Everything you can spec, you know, it adds up. But to the buyer of these, I don't think they give a shit. They just go, yes, I want it like that. Here's the price. I don't care. Boom, let's do it. So, you know, it doesn't work for the mindset of us normal folks with normal bank accounts. We don't think like the buyer of an Aston Martin DB12 Volante thinks. Do I love the car? Yes. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. They made the dumbest decision where every time you turn this car on, it defaults the traffic sign awareness thing to audible and chime. So every time it sees a stop sign, and if you are going over that posted speed limit, it gives you a warning chime. Every fucking time. It's the dumbest shit. It's fine to have that system, but it should default to off. And if you want it on, put it on. But you're driving this car, you don't care about speeding tickets. I have to turn it off every time, and it drives me insane. Lane keep assist, I have to go into menus and turn that off too. I'd love it if there was just a button here. There is a button, but it doesn't really do much, so I turn it off in the menus. So that audible warning for the traffic signs is bananas of a decision. That's absolutely stupid. The gear shift indicator in the infotainment screen is very small and hard to read, but they're already working on a fix for that. They told us that during the Vantage drive because it has the same display. So that's fine. It just needs to be up and in the middle where you can see it. The rest of the car, though, I wish it was just a little bit louder. I could use a bit more noise when you have the exhaust in the sportiest setting. Here, let's go. I mean, it sounds good with the top down and when you're caning it, but when you're just cruising around, you kind of forget that it's there. And if I'm in the sportier settings, I want to know that it's there. On downshifts, you get some good noise, some good, like, quick pop, not like a dumb BMW burble tune, but like just a pop, like you know, something proper. Like, let's see if I can do it. I didn't do it that time, but whatever. Yeah, the car responds well. It's quick, 202 miles per hour top speed, 0 to 60 in the mid to low 3-second range. I mean, there's a lot to really, really, really enjoy about this car, besides just how it looks moving and standing still, because like I said, this thing is a stunner of a spec on this one. It's a gorgeous machine. I would absolutely, were I shopping in this segment, I'd take the Vantage. The Vantage is that good now. But if you need long haul, excellent comfort, obviously the DB12 is a winner.